To build an if condition in Excel, you say if the condition and then the value that you want for true and the value that you want for the false. For example, we can write a formula like if A1 less than 50, fail, comma, pass. What this will do is it will check the value of A1, and if it is under 50, then it will print the word fail, else it will print the word pass. In this video, let's understand how to use the if formula along with 5 advanced tips. Let's go. Here I've got some students and their test scores, and let's figure out if they passed or failed. So we can use the if formula like this. If the score is it under 50, if so they failed, else they pass. And when you press enter, you will get pass or fail for each of the students. And when you drag this formula down like this, you will see who passed and who failed. This is the basic syntax of the if function. Now let's talk about 5 advanced tips so that you can take your if understanding to the next level. Instead of pass or fail, let's calculate the student grade. Here is how the grades should be calculated. So let's set up an area for calculating the grade. And here I'm going to show you 2 different approaches. The first one is called nested or multiple if. So we'll say if, and then you start building a ladder of conditions, one for each of the criteria. So we'll start with the A grade, which is the score needs to be greater than or equal to 90. If so, the person's grade is A. If they have not reached 90, then we need to check them for B, C, D, E. So again, we will open one more if condition. If this score greater than or equal to 80 is B. One more if condition, is it greater than or equal to 60, then it is C grade. And then one more condition, if it is greater than or equal to 40, then they are D grade. We don't need to check if they are under 40, because if all of these conditions have failed, that means the score has to be under 40. So here we can just say E, and then we need to close the brackets. When you are closing the brackets, here is one pro tip. You need to close until you see the black colored bracket, because the very first one that Excel opens is always black, and then it kind of circles through different colors. So until you see the black, you need to keep closing. And then when you press enter, you will see the grade. For example, Batman's grade is B. To see the other person's grades, you can just drag this down, and then you will get all the possible values here. This is one way of writing the formula. I'm going to show you one more technique using the ifs function. So using ifs, I can specify multiple logical tests and values. So this becomes a better alternative because we don't have to open and close multiple brackets. So we'll simply say score greater than or equal to 90 A, and then write the second condition, greater than or equal to 80 B, greater than or equal to 60 C, B5 greater than or equal to 40 is B. Then the last one is under 40. Now with the if nested function, we just left it as it is, but here you will always have to give logical test and value. So for the last one, if all of these are failed, then you can simply say 1 and then E. 1 means it is true. So if all of these have failed, then they must be in E. So that's how it comes up. And then again, we can calculate the grade. And then when you fill this down, you will see the same answers here. Let's test this out by changing Alfred's score. So I'm going to make their score 42, and instantly their grade bumps up to D. For our third tip, let's test 2 conditions. This time, apart from the score, we also have the attendance of the students, and I want to know whether someone passed or failed based on both conditions. That means their score needs to be more than 40, but their attendance needs to be more than 50%. This is where, when writing the if function, instead of a single logical test, you can test multiple conditions using the AND function. First criteria is my score is greater than 40. And then the second one is attendance is greater than 0.5, because 50% is 0.5. And if so, then they pass, else they fail. And when you write this down, you can see that, for example, these 2 people have failed because even though they got good score, they didn't have the minimum required attendance, which is more than 50%. For our fourth tip, we are going to look at some dates and then figure out who is going to drive the Batmobile on that date. For the purpose of this, I've got some weekday schedule here. For example, on Monday, James Gordon drives the Batmobile, Tuesday, Batman, and like that. Because the condition is based on the weekday and we have got the date here itself, we could use the weekday function of a date to figure out what day of week it is. Here my assignment starts from Monday to Sunday, and if I see the default option is Sunday to Saturday, so if I put number 2 here for weekday, that will give me 1 for Monday and 7 for Sunday, which is how my data is maintained here. Weekday of this will give you that 1st of June is the third one, so it's Wednesday. But we don't need the number, we need to know who the person should be. So based on that number, I can then go and do a complex if criteria here. So I'll show you a better way, because if we write the if formulas like this, either if or ifs, they're going to look pretty long and confusing. So a better option is to use the choose function. Choose, and then this number will be 3 for 1 June. And then you can give all the 7 outputs, because the weekday can only be one of the 7 values, 1 to 7. So on 1, it will be James G. On 2, it will be Batman. On 3, it will be Robin. On 4, it's Hardy. On 5, it's Batman. On 6, it's Robin. And finally, 7, it's Batman. And when you close this, you will see that on 1 June, Robin should be driving the car. And then if you fill this down, you will get the relevant driving schedules for all of the people. So this is how you can use the choose function instead of the if or ifs function to solve some problems. Here is a bonus tip for you. This is not the 5th tip. The 5th tip is coming after this. But instead of using the choose, because we are calculating the number directly and we have got a mapping table here that tells me who needs to drive on each weekday, if I know that it is 3 here, because my weekday tells me that this number would be 3, then all I have to do is locate the 3rd row in here and then get the name. So we could, instead of using the choose function, we can also use the index function and then select this range. That's my driver's names, and make sure that this is locked to absolute reference. So J33 to J39 like that. And then for the row number, we can then pass the weekday of my date, comma 2, and then close the bracket. You will get Robin here, and then fill this down. Notice that in this formula, we are not writing any of the complex logic. We are using the mapping table. So if the assignments change, you just update this table and the results will here automatically change. For our final tip, we are going to use if condition to look up in either of the tables. If the data is not in the first table, then it will look up in the second table. So here I can type a person name and it will tell me what comic they belong to. So Bruce Wayne is in Batman. But if I search for Vulture, then I'll get Spider-Man here. And if I search for Robin, I'll get Batman here. So how does this formula work? Let's build this from scratch. So here I'm using XLOOKUP, but you could also potentially use VLOOKUP in the same thing. So we'll say XLOOKUP, look up this value, and then we'll start by looking up in the first table. So we'll say look up here and then get this value. And here in the XLOOKUP, you have got this beautiful if not found option. So this is like if condition for you. If the value is not found here, then we want to continue looking in the other table. So we will write one more XLOOKUP for the if not found and then say look up Robin in this thing and then get this one. So we'll close these two and then it will say Batman here. If I search for now Green Goblin, I'll get Spider-Man. Let's see if I belong in either of these things. Unfortunately not. If you want to learn a little bit more about the if formula, I have got an even more advanced video here. Please check out this video for my top 10 advanced if tricks. I'll catch you there. Bye-bye.
If you got the time, I'd like to stay a while.